India's Tejas may have just suffered its first ever crash after an unparalleled safety run. But that doesn't dampen India's air power plans one bit. With nearly 40 aircraft in service, 83 upgraded versions on order, and an order for another 97 in the pipeline, the age of the Tejas has only just begun. The bigger and more powerful Tejas Mark II is also making progress towards a potential order for 200 or more jets in the coming decade. But the week gone by has brought perhaps the biggest news in Indian military aviation in well over a decade: the long-delayed clearance of India's most ambitious combat aircraft concept. The Cabinet Committee on Security has sanctioned 15,000 crores to fund India's fifth-generation fighter aircraft project. It's called the AMCA, short for Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, the working title for India's under-development fifth-generation fighter. Like the Tejas, the AMCA is also homegrown, but it couldn't be a more different aircraft in every possible way. As a fifth-generation fighter, the AMCA will be a stealth aircraft that's difficult to detect by radar and other sensors by virtue of its shape and materials it is made of. It will sport advanced sensors and avionics of its own, carry smart internally held weapons, and have the ability to break the speed of sound without being a gas guzzler, among many other features. The first flight of the AMCA will take place at the end of this decade, about 5 years behind schedule.
The AMCA, the phase 1 with the G414 engines, should start flying in about 10 years, or should for the first flight will happen in 7 years, but the induction may take 10 years.
An attempt 5 years ago to push the AMCA forward as a public-private partnership failed to take off, with no private sector giant expressing interest in getting involved in too big a way. But with project sanction now, things will hopefully move forward fast. There is significant pressure to keep the AMCA program on track. India's 2019 airstrikes in Pakistan's Balakot confirm that offensive actions on enemy soil are a real and present mission for the Indian Air Force, and therefore having a stealth fighter like the AMCA can no longer be a debate. In a world in churn, the question now is, can India ensure the AMCA project stays on track, especially since India does have to develop it almost entirely on its own, given how classified and secret most of the associated technologies are for their future missions.